world of storms and war. The Knights Radiant have returned, drawing power from the ideals they speak and the bonds they forge with Spren. The forces of Odium threaten all of Roshar, Regals, Fused, and the Unmade. But as the battle for Roshar rages on, the war for the Cosmere is just beginning. Will you become a Radiant of Roshar, a Mistborn of Scadrial, an Elantrian of Sel, or a World Hopper, exploring the mysteries of the Cosmere? Welcome to a universe of adventure, of investiture, of stories waiting to be told. Welcome to the Cosmere RPG.
Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Can I get a little bit of audio from everybody just to see that we can hear?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, chat.
Hey, things are happening.
Hey,
Cool.
Welcome
Okay.
to the chat.
Here we are. My name is Meric Moir, my pronouns are he, him. This is Skyhammer Press. Welcome to the channel and the Cosmere one-shot. So excited to have everybody here. We are going to be playing the beta rules, which are currently available for you for free on DriveThruRPG and on Demiplane's Cosmere Nexus, so you can check that out. We're playing with characters made on Demiplane right now, and so you could be doing this as early as later tonight. Who knows? Oh, look at all of this. Welcome everybody in the chat. Syrinscape just rated us with 18 people, so welcome Syrinscape friends. Thanks for coming over. Let's see. We have been seeing a lot of requests on Kickstarter for more examples of play. We thought it'd be fun to get a bunch of us together and give you what you were asking for. Quick note on spoilers. We are playing after the events of Oathbringer, so if you're a reader and you're not quite there yet, there might be some spoilers. You know, a kind of big one for after Words of Radiance is that, you know, some of our characters will be playing singers, and we got some interesting enemies and so on going on. Let's see. One last thing before we get to introductions. We will be using Roll20 as our virtual tabletop today. Roll20 is a free service. If you like, you can pay to get additional features, but it is what's called a virtual tabletop, which allows us to move tokens and things around on a map and visualize what we're doing in the game. So when we get to a situation that requires it, we'll be using the Roll20 virtual tabletop. Let's do introductions. So I will say let's go clockwise, but starting with, yeah, let's go clockwise and let's start with Lydia. So Lydia, you're going to get to go. Sen, you're on deck.
Hi, I'm Lydia Suen. I'm the lead writer of the Stormlight RPG, I guess Cosmere RPG. We have been so carefully trained to say Stormlight RPG for the past 2 years. I think that's like forever written into my brain. But I'm super happy to be here today. I do a lot of the narrative work for the RPG, a lot of work on the world guide, and I'm also on the core design team. My pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. Sen, you're up. Fischer, you're next.
Hey there, my name is Sen. I am a designer and writer on the team, and Meric and I did the First Step adventure, which is this sort of cool introduction to the world and the game system if you've never read the books or never played a role-playing game before. So it's a neat way to get right in there, jump in, make some decisions, and by the end of it all, have a character. I use he, him pronouns. Andrew.
Yeah, I'm Andrew Fischer, he, him. I'm the lead designer on the Cosmere RPG, so I kind of head up all the designers and help kind of direct all the various design we have to do across not just Stormlight, but many more settings to come. So, yeah, I'm excited to dive in and play. Ross, I think you're next.
That's right, Ross and then Ace.
Hey, everybody. I'm Ross Leiser. I am a designer and writer on the core design team for the Cosmere RPG. My field of expertise and what I primarily worked on were the player-facing materials, especially the invested stuff. So surges, radiants, allomancies, feruchemes, that's kind of my bread and butter.
All right, and I am Ace, they, them. So I was brought on more recently. I'm a Cosmere nerd and an RPG enthusiast, and I was brought on to help with the Mistborn World Guide. So look out for that.
Ooh,
All
Johnny.
right, and I'm Johnny O'Neill, creative director. I'm he, him, and I get to work with all of these fantastic peoples. People try to bring it all together and make a whole product line out of it. So this has been a real dream project, and I'm just looking forward to getting together with these folks tonight and playing a bit of the game that we've all made together. So there are times when working on this project, I think, haha, I've secretly made all this happen just so that I can orchestrate situations to play more RPGs and be able to say that I'm doing work while I'm doing it.
Love it. And yes, my name is Meric Moir, back around to me. I am a writer on the Cosmere RPG. I almost also said Stormlight RPG. And I was brought on to work on the Stonewalkers adventure, and I had an incredible time doing that, and I am currently working with Ace on Mistborn World Guide stuff. All right. Well, are we ready to game? Ready to play?
Oh yeah.
Cool. So, Herdaz is under siege. The forces of Odium thought they would breeze through the little country, but they found themselves stopped in nearly every advance by the wily intelligence of the Herdazian resistance fighters and their genius general, the Mink. You are some of those fighters and some of the locals, but you have the rotten luck of being in one of the occupied villages in Herdaz. A mean-tempered fuse named Tashgarn holds sway here, and he has announced his intention to do something unthinkable. Other than its location on a beautiful coastline and excellent trade route, your town has one major claim to fame: a prize-winning hog named Highprince Sadeas. Tashgarn, the Magnified One, plans to slaughter the hog for his breakfast. You must come together and free Highprince Sadeas from Tashgarn's clutches. But you will have to be careful. If you draw the Magnified One's attention, you will likely die at his hands, as you are level 1 characters, and he is much more powerful than all of you. So, what you know right now is that the sun is setting. Tashgarn tends to spend his evenings on a sort of a tower structure near a farm, which is where Highprince Sadeas is penned away. Tashgarn tends to go into sort of a meditative, quiet trance in the evenings where he doesn't want to be interrupted. And so, although he's right there, this is probably your best opportunity to save Highprince Sadeas. So right now, you can all take the time to kind of ask questions and sort of establish some stuff that you might have, and you can anybody who would like to speak up and do so can start by introducing their characters. So does anybody have any questions to start? Ross.
All right, so I'm playing Doug. He's a half Herdazian, half Alethi. That kind of looks like a natural-born Alethi, except he's the size of an Alethi. So very, very large. Kind of has a top man bun there. So I have a question. So I'm a hunter, in this particular game, Meric.
Mhm.
And I was wondering if I might have a starting seat quarry, having spent some rests here in this town, seeing if I might have that already set for myself going into the session.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the main sort of antagonist for you right now will be Tashgarn, the Magnified One. So I'd say easily he could be your quarry.
Thank you very much, good sir.
It's always good to have Doug here.
And distant cousin of Doug, you got Genzo, another Herdazian, but fully born and bred Herdazian. And Genzo's wondering, what the mink might have to say about this. And if you look at Genzo, he's got kind of floppy, curly hair. He wears his guard uniform almost all the time, or his armor, and he's got a short, somewhat stocky build.
I would say that the mink probably does not care. Like, the mink is... If you tell this story to the mink later, he'll probably be like, wow, good job. So, if you're thinking along the lines of, would our general approve of this foolhardy mission? Probably. Fischer, looked like you had something you wanted to say.
Oh, I'm Carrot. I'm a singer. I was born in this village, I grew up in this village, and I was freed in this village. I built a lot of the structures in this village with my hands and expertise that I've carried on into my freedom. I'm mostly curious about these other individuals with us. Are we all together? Have we gathered under a singular purpose, or are we spread across?
We've got a note from chat saying we could have you just a little bit louder, Fischer.
All right.
And I would say that you are all part of a group right now. For whatever reason, you want to save Highprince Sadeas. Like, it might be local pride, because he's won quite a few competitions. Or it could be just that you want to, stick it to the fused. And so picture, like, all of you kind of... Oh
no.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
That's okay.
Am I in the right place, though?
Yes. You're all good. Picture, like, the six of you came together around, maybe the adventure started in a tavern, at a restaurant, or whatever, and you're all just like, he's going to eat Highprince Sadeas, and we can't let it happen.
I know for Hamila, my character, Highprince Sadeas was one of her beloved younger siblings' idols, essentially, and she sees this as a chance. She'd tell the group that we've got to do this. There's our hope for the entire resistance is going to be crushed if we don't just do something to save Highprince Sadeas. If we can lift it from under that fused's nose, it's going to ignite a rebellion that could sweep across this entire region. And Hamila, by the way, she's a no-nonsense Herdazian with sort of chin-length brown hair. She loves cremlings. She loves animals in general. Is a vegetarian. Would never think about eating Highprince Sadeas, but in particular, she has a soft spot for cremlings and carries several of them around, including her best buddy, a cremling named Ahio, and who just sticks with her. Seems like unusually smart for a cremling, but she's loved him ever since she's met a stranger who was wearing a cloak and started giving her instructions on how to aid the resistance some months ago.
Interesting. Lydia or Sen?
I'm really quite invested in getting this Highprince Sadeas back because I was Well, so first of all, my name is Curio. I use he, him pronouns. And I am dressed in kind of a little bit more respectable garb than most Herdazians. I've had to be this way. I don't want to be this way, but my dad passed away and he left me in charge of the family business, which is livestock. And Highprince Sadeas, I gotta tell you, everybody, he's a stud. That pig is a stud. And the whole, the economy of this part of Herdaz will falter if Highprince Sadeas does not get saved. I mean, have you seen the sows in this area? They need Highprince Sadeas, and if we don't have him as the stud, our economy could go right down. It would be bad. So I am highly invested in getting this stud pig back.
Very important.
Very important.
All right.
Hi.
Lydia.
I'm playing Denali. I am a work form singer, she, they, and I'm a leader, natural born leader. I care a lot for the correct level of competence. So, like, not incompetence, not too much competence. You got to get the job done with the correct level of competence. You can't be overextending your resources. With that said, we must retrieve this pig in a healthy condition because a great wrong was done against this poor carapaceless animal. Unfortunately, it was given the name of a horrible Alethi name and of someone who killed a lot of my people. And I would like to have this poor innocent animal given a more respectable name. And in order to do that, we must safely retrieve this innocent animal. Again, I think I mentioned this animal does not have carapace. It's just out there in the wild, afraid right now. We need to do our job and bring a real one home.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. We've got motivation for everybody. So is there any way that people would like to prepare, any sort of scouting that you want to do to see what kind of the challenges might be in getting up to the farm?
I mean, now, I haven't got no hog in this fight, but I think I was here in this tavern just because my buddy Genzo, who I've kind of bonded with, my cousin there, just is very frequent in this tavern, and I just got to make sure he stays hydrated because I don't want him to have a bad hangover in the morning. And if anyone else has alcohol, I'd get them water too. But I'll probably just, I'll just bring the entire barrel of water over. I'm just gonna go over and pick that up, and just bring that right over to the table.
Get out, Doug. It's happened once or twice. I don't like to admit it, though. No, I was thinking I could put my kind of guard perimeter skills to use. I'm sure I know my way around this town pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you want to give us our first roll?
Yes. What are we rolling?
Well, if you are using your sort of guard skills to know what's going on, we could have that be an insight to see if you know, like, the way that the other guards tend to patrol, or you could have it be a perception if you want to make sure that everything is as you expect.
Let's do insight.
Okay.
Because I think I'm going by kind of historical knowledge and, general vibes.
Perfect. So, for anybody who is not familiar with how to play the Cosmere RPG, Ace is rolling a d20 and adding their insight.
Which is 0.
Which is 0. Wow, okay.
On a 5.
And a 5. So, unfortunately, you're just not certain. You know that there are people around the farm right now, but it's been a while since you've known the exact sort of organization there.
Yeah, something's changed since these fuse came in. Not sure.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody want to get eyes on the situation? Or maybe you have a friend who works at the farm that you could ask for stuff?
I think I probably know people in the in the farming industry, or at least they know my dad. They might not particularly know me, but if I said, "Oh, you know what? I'm Curio, son of the dead guy who you know used to, really do a lot of business with." My dad was one of the most prominent businessmen in the area, so I hope they would know who I am. I could maybe go in there and perhaps persuade them to give us information.
Absolutely.
But what kind of information? What kind of information are we looking for? Where the hog is? Do we know where the hog is?
Yeah, everybody knows where the hog is. Highprince Sadeas has his own enclosure in this farm.
Okay.
So, yeah. Is there
Okay,
any
well,
particular information that people want Curio to ask about?
One thing I'd like to know is, are there any possible distractions around? Any other soldiers or skirmishes that might direct attention away from what we want to do? And if not,
Oh, okay, interesting.
could we make a distraction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are good calls.
So let me think. So when I go and talk to these gentlemen who are at the area, I would be. What would I be trying to do? I could persuade them to give us access or give me access to the pig. I could cause a somewhat of a distraction, but I don't know I'm the best person to necessarily survive that altercation. But I could also maybe find out what else is around that area. I probably have a better chance than our guard if I can get closer.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion check, and let's see, and let's raise the stakes on this one because these people are pretty scared about the fused that is running this sort of area. Raising the stakes, everybody, is when you add a plot die to your roll, one of these fancy ones. Ooh, Johnny's got the big plush one.
So I'm gonna roll this on the Cosmere Nexus on Demiplane because I don't have one of those giant plush ones yet. It's a life goal.
One
It's
of a
life
kind.
goal.
Stretch goal, Johnny. Stretch goal.
All right, so I did not do much better. I rolled a 7 plus a 4, but that 4, as we know, is a complication.
Oh,
So
excellent.
I rolled 11 with complication.
What's your persuasion modifier?
Oh, I have a plus 4, so that would be a 15 total.
Okay, so you rolled a 7, but you have the +4 from your persuasion, and you rolled a complication, which is an additional +4 in this case. That's excellent. All right. A 15 is a success. You're going to get a lot of information, but we've got our first complication as well.
Right.
And so we'll say that what you learn about this farm is that there are a number of sort of like people nearby, sort of additional bystanders that you might need to sneak by or convince to leave. These people that you're talking to, two Herdazian brothers who work on the farm, as you said, we'll call them Curio and Doken. Rhymes with Lopen. And they say, "Oh, well, cousin, it's definitely Tashgon's favorite place to be. He likes to sit up there and oversee all the lands that he's taken away from us. Do you tell them that you are trying to save Highprince Sadeas?"
You know what? I think I do, or at least I say, we need this pig to basically prop up the rest of our economy. If this pig dies, we're going to have a very bad time. So I don't know what that means,
Okay.
but I have some expertise in animal husbandry. It might mean one thing, it might mean another thing, but I'd rather save him than get dirty my hands right now. So let's save him.
We're gonna have our complication be that they are incredibly, enthusiastic for this. They're like, yeah, we all gotta get in there, and we gotta say Highprince Sadeas. We can help you. And you look these two up and down, and you're like, oh man, maybe not. They don't look like they're very skilled. They look like they might be kicking over buckets and stuff as they're sneaking in. But they say, all right, well, the first thing that you got to be aware of, old Tessie. Now that's the Chull. Now she's sleeping in the farm there, and she's real nervous. So if you wake her up, she's gonna make that screeching sound that Chulls make. So worry about Tessie. And then
can't wait to actually have to screech like a Chull.
Yeah. and then Doken will say, oh, and don't forget the gate. The gate's loud. Squeaks real bad.
All right, so I'm gonna go back to the group. I guess we're at a tavern.
Yes, and Hurio and Doken are coming with you. They're like, all right, let's do it.
Sure. Yeah,
Oh, no.
I'm gonna go back and have them tell the group what they told me. Hurio, Doken, tell everybody what you just told me.
Yeah.
About old Tessie, about the gates.
And they'll tell you, they'll give you this this lowdown of the area. And you know what? They're gonna sketch out a little map for you as well. Just like in beer suds on the table sort of thing. And so we're going to pull up Roll20 so that you can see it. 1 sec as we switch to.
Do you have a map in beer suds for us to look at here?
I unfortunately did not make it in beer suds. I did make it.
Pretty epic.
That would have been incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it in the.
I'm also going to get them both a mug of water.
Oh, good. It's like, oh yeah.
Probably going to go around asking, anybody need a bite to eat? Can I get anybody some lavish grain? Maybe some porridge, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so hang on as we switch scenes. All right, so right now, we're seeing this beautiful map of Roshar, and we're gonna switch that to.
Zoom way in.
Yeah. Let's see how this. Oh, this looks great. Yeah, it's worked out. And so that is the sort of layout of the farm. Yeah, they drew that in beer suds. Very impressive. No, in fact, it was made with
beer suds.
the Master's Toolkit by Arkenforge. Okay, what do I need to do? Oh, actually, because Johnny gave it to us, let's share a little bit of nice art. We have a couple of farmers right here. And we are going to say that the two on the cart are Hurio and Doken. So these are your new Herdazian friends.
Who's the artist on this?
I don't think we can have enough Herdazian friends. But who's the artist? Yeah.
Yeah, this is all by Marie Sieberger, who is our concept artist for the entire RPG and did all these awesome travelogue images for the World Guide. Mm-hmm. So we love Marie. She's known as La Marie, Lamaery. And if you're a Cosmere fan, you've probably come across her fan art before because she has drawn everybody.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? I kind of do have something that's almost like beer suds. Marie's drawing of a Herdazian farm, which inspired this map.
Yes.
Oh, it looks
cool.
exactly like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and look, everybody, there's old Tessie
Yeah.
in gold. Is she always attached to a cart?
She is not always attached to a cart, but in this particular case, she is still attached to the cart. So this is
with Curio's news at the table, I kind of lean in, and the creaky gate will be no problem. Little candle wax or simply deconstructing it can be done totally silently. And then I lean kind of close to Curio. These two, on the other hand, could be a problem. My voice clearly changes rhythm, but you probably don't quite catch it.
Mm.
I mean, I have a little bit of cultural appreciation for listeners, and so I'm picking up what you're putting down. I just don't know the exact nature of it all. I
And
also feel bad about bringing them here. I was also there when they came. It was bad.
Doken is like, "Oh, you don't have to worry about us, Gon. We'll be more than helpful."
Oh no.
That is what I'm worried about.
I say to the rhythm of amusement, yes, very helpful indeed. In fact, too helpful, and we are trying very hard to be the correct amount of helpful. So if you could please go back to whatever you were being very helpful with before, then I think we will be just properly staffed for this endeavor.
Okay. Do you want to make a persuasion test to get rid of these two?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. We'll see.
And if this doesn't go well, I have a backup plan.
It didn't go well, so I'm glad you have a backup plan.
All right. What did you get?
What'd you roll?
8
8. Yeah.
with my modifier.
They say, "Oh, we're more than happy to help. You don't need to try and protect us. We'll be right there beside you."
So you're saying you're up for a dangerous job?
That's
That
right.
All right.
Yeah.
I think what we need is a diversion.
Ooh.
The three of us can go to the neighboring farm and spark a Chol stampede.
Ooh.
See if we can get Tashgon's attention just distracted enough to draw him out of that watch post.
Interesting.
So I'm going to propose that this be a leadership test.
I think that a leadership test makes a lot of sense there, and I would say
Cool.
an advantage on this because this is playing exactly into what they want.
Okay, great. I'm going to use my liquid core stormlight die.
Hey,
to roll
people
this
on the
one.
Kickstarter have been
Ooh, show
asking
off.
for a closer look at that, Johnny.
I
you should
still
hold
owe
up
them
a
like a
little
nice
more.
video. Yeah, it's this one's a little hard to tell on the camera here, but we'll do a close up of that. But let me double check how good I am at leadership. I'm not bad. I have 3 presents, so I'm gonna roll it.
Hey.
I'll roll my regular acrylic die at the same time. Okay, and that's gonna be a 16.
A 16. Oh, more than enough. Hirio and Doken, they give you a Herdazian army salute, and they're like, "Anything you need, Gon. We're ready." And they say, "Oh no, yeah, we could do that at that farm. Yeah. Okay. When do you want us to go? You want us to go right now?"
All right. Maybe just in a bit. So I think we'll hold that one in the chamber until the rest of the plan is more intact.
Why don't the two of you go over to that table over there and make your plans for the stampede? We'll make our plans, then we'll reconvene.
They say, "You got it." All right. And they go over and they take their mugs of water and they begin to sip and then they kind of look at it and then they order some alcohol.
Excellent.
All right.
I
So
don't
we've
think
got-
they're going
we've
to be
got-
okay.
I love
We got
that.
Highprince Sadeas in the south. I don't know what north is on this, but I'm gonna assume that is the southeast corner where Highprince Sadeas is, right? There we go, bing.
You got it.
We got a chal in a cart in the way. Is that a well?
Are we looking right here?
It's an oven.
That is an
yeah.
oven, yeah.
Oh, very good. Okay, cool. And then we have the tower where the big bad is like meditating.
Tashgarn, the magnified one, and we'll give some lovely art to show what Tashgarn looks like.
I don't like that honorific he has. That's like, oh, yeah, I don't like it at all.
All right. Here we've got some art by Petar Penev, who's sometimes known as DNA Venom, another awesome artist who joined the official team here as from being a fan artist for many years.
Mm-hmm.
This is
All
a
right.
theme on the team, taking existing fans and turning them into official team members.
That's
It
right.
applies to all
Right.
of us.
I've built a couple of these Herdazian farms over the years with my expertise. What's this thing down here?
Well, that is a little archway that allows you to sort of move from this northern area to the southern area. It's just a break in the stone wall. For anybody who's familiar with RPGs, and that's why you're here, and maybe you want to know a little bit more about Roshar, we actually do know this. This is eastward, Sen, because that is the direction that the high storms come through. And so this...
that makes sense.
Yeah, this farm is sheltered from massive storm fronts that come through from the east and move east to west all the time.
All right, would I know how... So these are pretty robust to resist the storms, but I've built quite a few of them. Would I be able to know how to maybe trigger a collapse on one of these Herdazian storm walls?
Ooh, I'd say that would be very difficult and might require more time than you have. What is it that you're trying to accomplish?
I don't know. You know, like, these kind of earthen walls. If I could, like, trigger a kind of collapse of it, you know, like, to create an opening for us.
I mean, where there's hogs, there's, fertilizer. Just saying.
Doug's got his hand up.
Yes, Doug?
So this is like, by the way, that's very much in character at the table at the planning session, has hand up. Well, I grew up on farms all my life. I mean, I'm young, but I worked a farm. Above board, I have an expertise in agriculture. So I might be able to help. I don't know, kind of lull one of the trolls, keep things calm with the animals, or something maybe along those lines. I don't know. I'm here, so I figured I'd help.
Well, we've got that slightly temperamental Chull. What was her name?
Tessie.
We've got old Tessie, and there's going to be a stampede nearby, so you might be needed.
Is Tessie, just to clarify, is Tessie? Tessie isn't elsewhere.
Tessie is right here, snuggled up in her shell for the evening.
But we'll know she's excitable and she screeches in the right circumstances. And a nearby troll stampede might do it. So, right.
Let's get into the heist. And any other planning things that we might need to do, we can always do as a flashback. But what we'll do is an endeavor. So we're going to do an endeavor scene. Your goal is to free Highprince Sadeas. You will do so by getting 6 successes before 4 failures. Good basic endeavor. With 6 players, that means, hopefully everybody only has to roll once, right? But we've seen how our rolls are tonight. So your challenges are there are some bystanders. Tashgarn is there. Tessie is excitable, and the gate is pretty loud. Who is going to deal with an issue first? And when do you want Hirio and Doken to pull off their attempt?
Well, the timing on the distraction is probably Johnny's call, right? You're the one who convinced them.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be something on the earlier end of things. But one question: how close are we to the Alethi border here, or to sort of the front, or if it's not the Alethi border, at least sort of the Minx forces and things like that? Is it plausible that there might be some sort of military action that could draw Tashgarn's attention away?
Yes. There is. We are definitely close to the Alethi border. And I would say that it's likely that there could be some action. You might need to make it up and convince somebody that it is, but it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Okay.
All right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are there any faster animals than old Tessie around?
Hmm.
Like horses and things like that we might be able to gain access to somehow.
Interesting.
I feel like Denali would just gesture over to Doug's mink.
Doug does not have a mink yet.
Oh.
Early days in Doug's story.
Pre-mink.
Yeah.
Pre-mink.
Yeah, this
My
is
bad.
unique.
I have several Kremlings, but I don't think any of them would be acceptable as mounts.
I like the idea of a fast getaway on horses if you want to do a sub-heist, pre-heist. So that would be, let's say it can contribute to the endeavor, and it would be like a thievery test, raising the stakes, because horses are very valuable.
Yeah.
Would
Right.
we have some in the guard ranks available?
Let's say yes, they're available in the guard ranks, but taking them is going to be the challenge. So you can steal them with a thievery test, or you could, like, scare away subordinates with a leadership test, or something like that. But there will be a risk.
Okay. I have to say, as the team's agent, I feel like this is all this feels within my wheelhouse. I'm good at thievery. I'm good at stealth. I'm good at deception. So, happy to take on any of those pieces of it. I even have animal care as an expertise. So, I could plausibly get in close to a horse. We're gonna rustle a horse.
It's like you were built for this job.
All right, so
I'm power gaming the Herdazian Hog guys.
there we
I'm
go.
here to- I'm here to take down a gate. I'm not sneaking to a horse, and I'm definitely not getting on one. So this is on you.
All right. Okay, so then
Yeah,
Johnny.
if we're gonna go with that, let's get Johnny to do it.
All right, so
All right.
Johnny,
I'm
you're gonna
happy-
steal
I'm
some
happy to-
horses.
Steal a horse, just as long as the horse doesn't get harmed in the process.
And is it possible to lend aid with my knowledge and...
Yeah, like distract or something.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking, like, I know where they're kept, I know what the shifts are.
Also that.
Sounds good. Yes, so let's do that. Johnny, you have an advantage. We're going to raise the stakes on this one because horses are valuable. And of course, you can take your advantage on your d20 or on your plot die, your choice.
Yeah, I think this is actually the perfect kind of situation to do it on the plot die. This is one where it feels like when things are tense. Actually, never mind. I have opportunist. I have a class feature that can help me out. Or sorry, wrong language. I have a talent from my heroic path that can help me out. All right. Come on, Johnny. All right, I'm gonna make that roll.
Is my banner confusing you? My bad.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay. Not bad. Okay, so that is going to be a 17 plus. I got a 2 complication, but I do have sure outcome, and can flip that into being an opportunity. So as an agent, I can play a little bit with luck, and yeah, so I can spend. It's going to take me 2 focus to do that, and that's half my focus. But I think it's worth it. I think getting 17 is already a good enough roll. I think probably
It is. You have succeeded.
All right, so I've got a getaway horse if I need one, and I'm gonna bring that up to the crew as we're headed to the farm, and I go, I forgot to ask, what do you want to actually do with the horse?
Oh, well, I thought if we can grab Highprince Sadeas, he's pretty big, he's a big hog, but if we can grab Highprince Sadeas and hightail it out of there on a horse, then we'll be able to get away with him.
One thing with that plan, might we need that wagon attached to that, screaming chull?
Instead
I
of
might be able to calm her down. Get her unattached, maybe. I don't know. I can try. I mean, I suppose.
That sounds good. We haven't used my opportunity yet, so I don't know.
Can
how
the opportunity be a second horse?
I would allow an opportunity to be a second horse in this case, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
17's a pretty high roll.
All right.
Yeah. 2 horses.
Woo.
All right. So, and
We should
I
just go
have...
retire with our 2 horses.
Yeah, like, who cares about Highprince Sadeas?
Mean.
We just stole 2 Mustangs. Haha, I made a car joke. So I just revealed a clock. So we have 1 success out of our 6. That is our endeavor going right now. So we have some quick escape tools in 2 horses. Now, because Genzo helped Hamila with that, we'll move to some other characters and how they want to do things. If you actually want to start moving around on here, you can also get tokens. Does anybody want to deal with a challenge or...
Right, so it seems like order of operations. We need to get old Tessie calmed down, probably out of this enclosure and hooked up and unhooked from the wagon. So unless anyone else has any other things they want to do before Doug goes in and does that.
I think there were some other observers besides the 2 brothers we harangued into getting us a distraction. Were there anybody else who can see us moving in on this farm?
Yes, there are a number of people who can see you moving in, and you're not certain. Some of them might give you away. Some are humans who are working for Tashgarn, some are singers. You don't see any regals or any other fused, though.
Are they out to the west, or where are they?
They'll be to the west, sort of like working in other farms and other things. And you can use a skill test to, like, distract them or move them out of the way and get rid of them in the story.
If we approach from the south, will people spot us and go through that gate, or?
Yeah, assume that there's people generally all around
okay,
that you'll have to deal with.
generally people around.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to propose a plan to Denai. What if... Are you a decent lawyer? Because you could tell Tashgarn that there's some human soldiers coming, and that might be enough to draw him off, especially if I get a controlled stampede going. He might think that's a disturbance related to it. It seems like it could all help, right?
Are you asking me if I could?
I was going to say to Denai.
Oh, okay,
yeah. You know, we singers aren't all the same. Kind of, just like massages her temples a bit. And I think they're going to say, do I look like a fuse to you? Do I look like a regal? I don't really think I could be convincing enough of that. It's possible that we could figure out another strategy. We would have to think of another way to kind of hedge our bets a little bit.
I'm thinking in the moment and just trying to bring in Spren and like Johnny. Do you have like a couple of shame Sprens kind of drop around you?
I do. Yeah,
Amila's like,
little flower petals. Like, oh, I'm sorry.
All right, sorry. Sen, were you about to say something?
Well, I was just gonna say. I mean, I don't want to do it, but I've been training for this kind of all my life to stand up to big important people, to make sure that our area of Herdaz has all the agricultural things it needs and that we can sell things. Like, I can give a pretty good speech, guys, is all I'm saying. I could try to face with Tashgarn. I don't like my chances if it gets into a physical fight, but I might be able to like lock him into a fight of will or a fight of like just like presence.
As you say,
I don't know what I'm gonna say.
As you say that you're not up for that physical fight, I kind of look at you, stern work form glare, and I say, I'm willing to take that risk.
Meanwhile, anxiety spread just gonna writhe and wriggle with Doug's feet.
I think that Denali is going to walk up to Curio and say, "Hey, you've trained your entire life for this moment. Uh, you're the one to get it done. You're unassuming. I think that uh, like if anyone were to catch Tashgarn off guard, it'd probably be you. So get in there. Don't overthink it. I'm going to give decisive command, and all of this to the rhythm of confidence."
Ooh, okay. And what does decisive command give for Curio?
I will spend a focus, and Curio will get to add a D4 roll to whatever test is next to accomplish this.
Excellent. So before we get to Curio, and I like that. That's going to be fun. That's great. Are you just walking through all of the various people who might run forward and tell Tashgarn about you? Or does somebody else want to try and distract the people around here so that everybody can kind of like get into position?
I've
don't
already
think it could be me.
assisted,
Yes,
but
I'm already off. I'm getting the
Getting the
Chol
horses.
Stampede ready to go.
Oh, getting off to the Chol Stampede. Yeah, so let's see, like Doug, Carrot, or Denali, do any of you have an idea?
I think myself and Doug are waiting to move in on some of the actual like stealing stuff. I think depending on what you have planned, Curio, to tell him, I don't think that you approaching would be that out of the ordinary, right?
That's fair.
No, I mean I'm at these farms like every day. It's my job.
Sounds good. Okay.
I mean, if anyone needs it, I might be able to pick up something heavy and throw it. Make a big old crash, maybe? I don't know. I'm very out of my element here.
and I can look very
So
official.
nervous. All right, so Curio, you head up
Yes.
and go to speak with Tashgarn, the magnified one.
I was kind of thinking this might have been the last part of our little plan, like to kind of lock him into position. Like I would call up to him from the northeast corner, so where Hamila is actually. So I would call from over. Oopsie, we're there. Can I grab that? Grab that.
You should be able to move your token. Are you able to?
No, it's not liking me today. That's okay. So, if you move Curio over to where Hamila is, Hamila is up a little, probably further north than that, getting all the stampede ready, right? I think we need somebody to try to get the child detached and get the horses attached, and then I think Andrew's character was going to take care of the gate. And then I might just be trying to engage our good friend Tashgarn in a steadfast challenge, which is my envoy ability, and to like lock him. I'm locking eyes with him. I'm gonna challenge him to like tell me why he is going to ruin the whole economy of this area of Herdaz by eating our prized pig. That's what I'm gonna. That's what I want to say to him.
Excellent.
But, shaking my staff. I have a staff. That's the only thing I have.
What's your movement rate?
Not as much as his, I'm sure. 25 feet.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
All right, cool. And so you're gonna do this right now? We're doing this right now?
I mean, I can do it, but like I said, I think it's the kind of thing that would happen maybe simultaneously with other people doing their parts of the plan. So I can roll right now and do it.
You're walking up with purpose, and like people are going, "Oh, Curio's going to talk to Tashgarn. That's not a good idea. Tashgarn's in his like meditative state right now. Curio's gonna get his head knocked off," and like everyone's like kind of
taking a nap.
You know, this actually kind of works as a little bit of a distraction, as they're like, ooh. So other people could maybe take advantage of that to try and slip in.
Excellent.
Well, we also when do we plan on triggering this whole stampede situation? Is this to cover our escape, or are we gonna do it before we move in?
We can have decided either of those two options. So I was sort of thinking it might help just save Curio's life at this point, but
Oh, that's weird.
you know.
Fast I can run. Can you run faster than a Chull Stampede?
And on an interesting complication, it
Probably.
might go faster.
Yeah,
Right.
It might suddenly just happen.
that's
Well,
true.
if
Yeah,
we-
I'm not in communication with you guys at this point. We don't have a method for long range communication. We don't have span reads or Sprint helping us out here. So I would say, yeah, I'm intending to do this when from a distance I see Curio like yelling at the fuse. So
All right. Well, given that, then Meric, I will. Karid is going to sling his hammer and a few boards over his shoulder, and he's gonna go do some repairs. And if anybody gets in his way of his job, they're gonna get an earful. So I'm gonna just, with determination, I'm rolling in there to do my job.
All right, and you're there
And
to fix
I guess
the gate.
Doug will just follow with like a huge number, like an unnecessary number of materials.
Yeah, we load you up with some boards, and the two of us are just going in, and we got a job to do.
Okay.
Denali,
Alright.
like the human version of work form is quite compelling, isn't it? To Doug's large stature and ability to carry a lot of things.
And meanwhile, Doug is just very grateful that the boards are long enough that they are covering the absolute look of horror on his face from anyone on the sidelines.
Okay. And so you're going in, and like as you're moving in, Tessie begins to sort of wicker and look sort of nervously. You see her little antenna coming out and flicking. So I think that we could call for an endeavor roll here if Doug wants to maybe assuage her fears.
Alright, so I'm gonna try really hard to make this a survival roll. Where it's like kind of like living out on a farm, he's had to deal with a whole bunch of things. Like especially because it's just a family farm, probably has a chol that might also be nervous about things sometimes. Probably knows what his family chol's favorite snack is, and kind of is gonna pull that out of his pocket, just like make just very soothing little clicking noise.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a survival test and raise the stakes on this one.
All right.
She's very nervous.
Okay, so that is going to be a 13 and a blank on the plot
13
die.
and a blank. All right. So I'll say a 13 is just barely a success. Like 13 is where I would have set it. And so you sort of like quiet her down right now, but not in a way that has dealt with the problem. You're able to get by once. And maybe on the way out she might still be a little bit nervous. But as you're sort of going by, you do notice a tiny little head poke its way up on the cart. Like a little sleepy looking creature, and it just kind of looks at you and sees the snacks. And you see a very cute little mink.
Well, hey there, little Missy.
And
I'm gonna split the snacks between my two hands, feed the put one right up to to Tessie's mouth, and just kind of like raise one up gently up towards the mink's head.
and she'll crawl down towards your arm and start eating the food.
And when the hand is empty, I'm just gonna kind of scritch under the chin, just
Aw.
a little bit.
She's gonna run right up to you. And you
Mizzy
can be
origin
here.
story.
Mizzy origin story.
Yep.
Yeah.
While this is happening, can Genzo be kind of patrolling, like around kind of the opening of the farm, just a little bit down each side?
Sure. You will probably be challenged or stopped by people there. So if you'd like to...
Trying to look like a guard who's on duty.
Okay, so make a deception test.
We couldn't call that discipline, right?
No, this one... Yeah. Discipline to look like a guard. Deception to look like a guard who's supposed to be there.
10.
10. Okay, that is going to be our first failure on this endeavor. As a singer in war form is going to come up towards you and basically start grilling you like, what are you doing here? You're not on shift.
Thought I'd get some extra hours in, training for my big promotion. Just helping out.
Tashgarn doesn't like initiative.
To move up the ranks.
And they kind of look you up and down and go, I've seen you before. You're trouble, aren't you?
Name's Genzo, but I know it's hard to remember. I'll start doing stances to try to... I'm not making it better.
And they're just like, all right, you come with me. And they sort of pull you away, and they double check your sort of identity with the other people. You are a guard here, so other people are able to sort of vouch for you, but you're kind of sidelined for a little bit.
Okay.
Lydia or Fischer, did either of you want to do a contribution?
Well, now that Doug is kind of distracting the animals over there, I'm gonna go over, plop down my supplies. I take a look at this gate. Do I think it's easier to... I don't know. Should I wax up this gate so it's quiet? Should I just take apart this fence? I'm pretty handy at either. What do I think is going to be the best way to get this hog out of here?
I think probably waxing it to make it quieter and not draw Tashgarn's attention. If you were to take it apart, he'd probably look at you, which would make Sen's actions a little bit more difficult.
All right, I'm gonna make this the best gate Tashgarn has ever seen.
That's right. So we're making
it quiet.
Is the gate wide enough for 2 horses charging through?
Well, I mean, the horse...
It's only for the pig. Only for the pig.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all we need.
Crafting roll.
All right.
Oh.
No stakes.
Yeah, let's raise the
that in this
stakes.
case.
I
I shouldn't have asked.
I like raising the stakes in this case. You're actually operating in this area, and Tashgarn hasn't been distracted yet.
All right. I have a 19 plus my crafting, which is one of my erudition skills. So that's going to be a 24.
Wow.
Plus 2 for my complication. So that's going to be a 26 with a complication.
All right.
Whisper quiet. But...
yeah. Best gate ever. You're like, why has nobody fixed this? This is so simple. So yes, that is going to be our...
Well, my
third success.
So my
here.
my personal obstacle is that I'm a bit of a perfectionist.
Oh.
So my complication could be that I get too into fixing up the gate.
Yeah, you're very distracted. You're down here hanging out. Here, let's move you right up to the gate. And you're seeing the gate, it could be quieter here, but it's not quite hung straight either. So if I tighten this, that post over there, it's kind of, we might need to, and you're just a little distracted right now.
I think Denali is going to say to the rhythm of irritation, what haven't I taught him about overcompetence and everything that comes from that? And just kind of walk on over to the Chol cart. I see a cute little exchange of animal pleasantries taking place here with Doug. and maybe ask Doug, all right, if you're occupied keeping, these animals, calm, perhaps I'll just get this cart and go hook it up to our horses. If that's the plan.
That's a good plan.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They would be like very direct and direct about this, and maybe act as if this was like a standard job that they do frequently, and just try not to draw any notice that way.
Okay.
Just kind of quickly and efficiently.
Yeah.
You're like a walking clipboard, right? You have a clipboard all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
We're supposed to be here.
We'll say that Hamila is, is bringing the horses in, and Denali is coming. You've got to unhook the chull and so on. Are you going to focus more on keeping Tessie calm and like moving her to the side, or on like quickly putting?
She's just going to focus on getting it done.
Okay.
With the correct level of competence.
All right. I'd say that could be crafting or even discipline in this case.
Ooh, I think discipline is going to go a lot better for me.
Okay.
Given my work form is going to help me with that. Okay.
And I am quickly going to find horses. And
Yay!
you can also raise the stakes because Tashgarn is there. You haven't stolen the pig yet, so like
Have not.
he's
Just
not
like a work form singer, just showing up to to the 9 to 5.
Yeah, he's not paying too much attention yet.
Okay, that's gonna be. Oh my goodness. Okay, I mean it's a success. It's a 23. I would assume it's a success, but that is
Another
with a complication.
Excellent.
That's with another complication.
I love it.
And if it's okay with you, I just want to pitch the idea that as Denali is just very no nonsense managing all this, that she might spook the Chol or Mizzy maybe in a very concerning way.
I actually think that now is the right time for Hirio and Doken to just get really excited, and they're just suddenly to be screaming and shouting, and you hear like a loud crash as something gets knocked over, and there's a voice that shouts, "Chull Stampede!"
Oh no!
What does a Chull Stampede look like, though?
It's almost like boulders rolling.
Yeah, it's
Very slow, very rumbly, I would imagine.
Oh, okay.
Slow but inexorable.
So it's more like molasses.
It's like this.
It's like they're just gonna crush into everything. And so
Are we at 4 successes?
You are at 4 successes, and at this point, Tashgarn is going to raise his head and look over towards the. Hey, look at the Chull! It's a beautiful Chull.
There we go.
Slow Chull Stampede.
It's moving very slowly.
I do a lot of prop work, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, perfect. And Tashgarn raises his head. His eyes are glowing red with, like, Odium's investiture corruption. And...
I like none of those words. None of those words are good.
He is looking over in the direction of the Chull Stampede, but he's about to sort of look down into the farm as well. Curio's moment to shine.
I wave my hands, my staff above my head. Tashgarn! Is it the magnifier? Yes, Tashgarn
He
the
is
magnifier?
a magnified one. I chose not to give him his own title.
Oh, Tashgarn, we need to chat. We need to talk. So I'm using my heroic path ability, Steadfast Challenge, where I stand firm, I lock eyes with my opponent, and I speak a challenge with unnerving calm. all of the globular purple fear spren that were once surrounding me have really turned into snowflakes that are falling. So passion spren. I've been invested with passion. Denali gave me that plus D4. So I'm ready to really challenge him to give us back our pig.
Wait, not
Did
too
you
much
know-
passion though, right?
No,
More
just
passion,
the right amount of
more
passion.
energy.
Okay.
Just the right amount.
Not like an odium amount, right?
No. Just no jazz hands involved, right? Just like
He gets enveloped by the thrill.
That's how you know it's a movie. Jazz hands are involved.
It's all right. It's all right.
Jazz hands are about it.
We're post jazz hands Vodium. Yes.
All right, so I'm laying down a challenge, and I want to. I think that I don't know if this is intimidation. How do I intimidate him? I don't know, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna roll for intimidation to give us back the hog.
Interesting.
Highprince Sadeas belongs to our
Okay.
town. We need him for our economy. You need to give him back. You cannot eat him.
All right. Incredibly difficult to go with an intimidation against a magnified one.
But you have a
love
command
it.
die.
But you got a
I
command
do.
die, and
I do.
let's raise the stakes. You are confronting an ancient enemy of the people, and standing your ground.
You got this.
I mean, even if you fail, he'll probably just kill you and not be in his tower anymore.
Yeah.
There you go, and you can escape with him. So it's win-win, really. Okay, here we go. What are we on here? So I got a D20.
Is
a
the
D4
Troll
from-
Stampede playing into this at all at this point?
Yes.
Out of curiosity.
Yeah, it is in that it might determine what Tashgarn does. His attention is there, and Curio is kind
Throw
of
me
like.
into the Chulls to stomp on me, or do you want me to raise the stakes?
Yes, please raise the stakes.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go, Debbie Plane. Raising the stakes. Roll those dice. Okay. Thank you for the plus 2 that you gave me. That's nice. And then my intimidation's at plus 4, so I have plus 6.
Solid.
I did not roll any numbers on the opportunity. Oh, I got an opportunity. There you go.
Oh, we got an
so
opportunity.
I got an opportunity.
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm at 6 with an opportunity, and it's the D20 is it's a 16. So I did okay.
No
I did
way.
okay, I survived
Well,
that.
22 with
Yeah, I got-
opportunity?
the DC
Yeah,
was
that's what you
20.
got.
Yes.
The DC was 20, so that is in fact a success. Now,
Oh
of
my
course, Tashgarn is going to resist being influenced. He looks down at you, and his eyes bore into you, and he says, "Highprince Sadeas will be my breakfast, and there is nothing that you can do that will change my mind." But with the opportunity, he won't smite you. He says, "Look to your people's welfare in other ways. I must find out what has disturbed my rest." And he stands up from the sort of meditative position that he's on in the top of the tower, and massive. The tower is tall, and then he's 12 feet of height for a magnified one.
Wow.
And he steps to the edge of the tower and jumps and lands beside you with a crack in the stone.
Okay, the fear spren are coming back now.
And he begins to slowly walk to the north.
All right.
Doug's gonna panic. And just go, "Oh, Calyx Breath is gonna run over. If I'm allowed to do this all in one contribution, run over, attempt to pick up the pig.
Okay.
Knowing with my +5 athletics and hopefully knowing how to hold a pig with my expertise in agriculture,
Yeah.
and just attempt to just get the pig over my shoulders and just like stand up in a one of those power squats and then just begin hoofing it.
So the gate opens, very, very beautifully.
Noiselessly.
Karad, are you still working on the fence?
Yeah, I mean, with my complication, I kind of figured I'm just like humming to excitement and like working on the fence, and then I kind of look over at Doug picking up the pig, like, and I still have to put a couple things, a couple nails in place, tapping them with my giant hammer, and but then kind of remember where we are and snap back to it.
Okay, and so this is where everybody kind of is. Johnny, I'm going to put Hamila beside Denali right here. The horses are not attached to the wagon quite yet. Tessie is... yeah?
Does that mean Hamila was able to sort of circle back from the from any role she played in orchestrating the stampede? And she's back with the crew now?
Yeah, I want you here with the horses. Genzo
Great.
also is going to come at this time because as Tashgarn slams down onto the stone, you see some movement from within the sort of within the buildings, and two guard axe hounds have woken up and come out, and they don't look happy. They look like you're intruding on their turf. And so we're going to go into a combat.
So those other guards let me go. I was able to come back.
Yes.
Okay.
You were eventually able to convince them that you were completely harmless, and you're coming up sort of at this situation as two sort of questing axe hounds look out and begin. They're guard dogs. They're here to stop you from taking Highprince Sadeas. So, you can get... Yeah?
I switched to a more nervous rhythm, and I'm... Doug, you need to work some of that animal magic right now.
All right.
So my obstacle is that I can't believe I can or ever will be anything more than a simple country bumpkin. So I think Doug is just kind of in a full-on, like, what am I doing here in this situation? Oh, Kel Express, sorry for cussing my, I don't know what I'm doing. And it's kind of like completely unable to process what Kel had just said.
All right. So let's set the scene a little bit. Ross, what is Doug's carrying capacity?
Doug's carrying capacity is, give me 1 second. I actually don't know where this is on Demiplane.
Half his lifting capacity.
Yeah.
Well, just what's your
what's your strength?
I have a 3 strength. I have a 3 strength.
You have a pretty good strength. So, I'm gonna roll to see how heavy Highprince Sadeas is. Highprince Sadeas is a relatively svelte hog at only 100 pounds.
How much does he weigh? How much does he weigh?
100 pounds. I quickly Googled, and an adult hog is anywhere from 100 to 700 pounds.
They can get huge.
Yeah, and so...
All right. I just at your strength, you can lift Highprince Sadeas.
Yeah, you've got Highprince Sadeas up. That's established. Now, the horses are not currently attached to the wagon. The axe hounds are about to attack, and we are going to have one of them go with a fast turn, and the other one go with a slow turn.
Well, you don't have to tell us yet if you don't want to.
I like to. I mean, I like to set the NPCs and then let the players decide. But you're the lead designer of the game.
No, it's fine. I mean, you can do whatever. You can do it either way.
You heard it here, people. You can do it whatever way you want.
Well, so seeing Doug panic, I turn, and I take the hammer that I was previously using on the fence, and I'm kind of get ready to charge them, but like at their distance, I'm gonna hold my ground and I'm not gonna act yet. I don't think.
Okay, so you're gonna go with a slow turn.
Probably.
All right,
See what
so
other people do.
you can right-click on your token, go to multi-sided on the very bottom, click choose side. There you go. And show us what kind of action you like to take. And we see Hamila's got a slow turn, Genzo's got a fast turn.
You getting in there, Genzo? What are you doing?
Yeah, so I imagine I've just come around the corner thinking, all right, where can I help? And then those aren't chels, and they're certainly not a hog. And I think I'm just running. I'm not going to make it. I've got 30 feet of movement, so I'll get about halfway. But I want to get as close to those as I can.
Yeah, let's do... whoop. So 30 feet gets you right there.
Yeah. And I don't think
And
I
you
can
gotta
do much from a distance.
You got a second action, so you could get in there if you wanted to, but you'd be out of actions to actually
Yeah.
attack.
If I can move right in, I will.
Absolutely.
You can. You can spend your second action moving.
Thank
Genzo
you.
the guard charging right in. Excellent. Okay. So then, you can, if you want to right-click on your token, move it back to no actions. We can denote that you have gone. And then our other fast turn is Denali. So Lydia, what would you like to do?
Denali is also gonna just instinctively get right up in there to protect her friends. She's gonna use one of her actions to do that. And then I think they're going to turn back and yell to Himila, we'll hold them off. Do what you have to, and give decisive command to Himila. Spend
Excellent.
focus to do that.
Okay.
All right. Then we will go with NPC fast turns, because I believe we're through fast turns. Players are all done?
Yeah.
Cool. So, Lydia, if you want to move your token back to no actions, and let's start with the Axe Hound on the left. Now, as Genzo is charging in towards it, the Axe Hound turns towards you, and like it's got all of these little like pincers on its face, and they kind of click, and it rears up a little bit, and it charges towards you as well. It is going to... It is going to try and use... Oh, it's got Pack Instincts, which allows it to use its gain advantage as a free action when it has a friendly within 5 feet. So it's going to gain advantage against you, and I think it's going to basically like do that sort of like hunting wolf dog kind of skitter back and forth of an agility test versus your physical defense. Oh, I only got a 12 though. What is your physical defense?
16.
All right, so I do not gain advantage. I still have 2 actions. So we're gonna go with a bite, and the bite is gonna be that's a natural 20.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
So I do have an opportunity here to spend. Axehound Bite's only a d4, and I rolled a 3, so I'm not worried about maximizing the die. I think we'll do something fun instead. You're going to take 5 damage. Do you have any deflect?
I have 2.
Okay, so you're only going to take 3
Nice.
damage. The Axehound has an ability. It's going to spend a focus to knock you prone and drag you 10 feet. And then I'm going to use my opportunity to have the other Axehound get an additional advantage against you as well, as the 2 of them fall on you. So, order of operations is it's very exciting here. They're going to drag you 10 feet right there, and you are prone. And then the other one... Oh, actually... No, that's the right way. The other one has a reaction that when an enemy goes prone within 30 feet, they can move 15 feet towards you. Unnecessary. As they pull you down and like the two axe hounds turn towards you. That one is done. So we go to player slow turns.
All right, I'm going to try to focus on just harnessing up these horses so that we can get Highprince Sadeas to safety. So what's that look like from us? I do have animal care expertise, so there might be an argument for saying I could automatically do this, but it is under pressure. So let me know what you think.
I do like that. I was going to say that it's a use a skill action, and that you would need to roll either a crafting or a survival. But if you have an expertise in this, like you've spent the time harnessing animals to this, let's say that you can do it without a roll. So one action, automatic success for one of the horses.
All right, so I think I'm probably just going to take me all three actions then to harness, move, harness, and get everything set up there. So I think that's probably my turn.
Perfect. Yeah, I'd say harness a horse, get up onto the wagon, harness the other horse, and you're ready. You're ready to go as soon as we're in this position.
All right. So I'll just shout over to Doug and Karen. All right, get Highprince Sadeas over here. The horses are ready.
We've almost done it. We've almost done it. All right. Who would like to take the next slow turn?
Here,
yeah.
I've completely ignored Hamila and Doug, and I see Genzo go down. I bellow, take my hammer, and I'm charging in there. So I'm going to move one movement action, and then a second to charge with momentum on my hammer.
Yeah!
My hammer has the momentum trait, so I'm gaining advantage as I come barreling in, swinging my hammer with two hands against this axe hound on top of Genzo.
I love it. I love it a lot.
What's my hammer's damage? Ooh, yeah. Heavy weapons.
Oh, and I gotta spend a focus, don't I? I do.
Ooh, I'm glad I have advantage, because one of those is a 1.
Aha!
Alright, so we come crashing in with a 19 to hit.
Absolutely a hit against my poor physical defense of 14.
And then my hammer with the hit does 10 damage.
Solid. Yes. I do not have any deflect. They've got, some carapace, but it's not as hard as a Chull's sort of like outer shell. Axehound carapace is kind of like almost leathery. And not unfortunately doing much against this hammer. All right, that was 2 movements and then the attack. Are you all done?
Yep. I'm just standing over, humming to resolve over Genzo.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. So Doug was in a panicked state because of his obstacle. But his purpose is also looking after people and being helpful. And so seeing his cousin go down is going to, while still carrying Highprince Sadeas, is going to yell, "Cousin!" and is going to start running over there.
And Hamila's like, "No! The cart!"
Over here!
So,
Cuz.
first move action.
Yep.
And then second move action, gonna get over here with Highprince Sadeas. And then is going to run up and just, with the full momentum, being an expert in unarmed attacks, is going to just strike out with a kick right at the axe hound, still holding Highprince Sadeas.
I definitely thought you were going to swing the pig. Yeah.
Yeet the pig in the other direction toward the cart.
No, just a full-on, just like, kick!
And like, Mizzy is riding on your shoulder at this point and seems into it. Like, teeth bared, like ready to fight, gripped into your clothing.
So, Fischer, would you like to give me an aid reaction so I can have advantage on my d20 and the damage die?
Absolutely. Like, we're charging in side by side, right? Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Me carrying a 100-pound pig.
So yeah, I'll spend my reaction aiding you as like I tee up the axe hound with my hit. You're running into to my left. Yeah.
Right. So yeah,
Excellent.
since I have 2 advantages, I'm going to take one on my d20 and the other on my damage die. Because I can't choose the same one twice. That is a natural 20.
Woo!
Hey, all right.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay, so with my natural 20, and feel free to let me know if I can't do this. Because of the angle of the way I'm kicking and charging in, can I knock this one into the other one and deal them a little bit of damage?
Yes, please do that.
And so I rolled a 1 and a 2 on my advantage damage die because it's only a d4. But that's going to be 7 impact damage because of my modifier.
Oof. Okay, well that is going to knock this first axe hound unconscious as it slams into the other one. Let's give that. What have you got for an improvised weapon damage die?
So my unarmed damage die is a d4.
Okay.
Improvised depends on the weapon I'm using.
Okay. Yeah. What's the damage die for an axe hound slamming into another axe hound? Probably a d6, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Go ahead and roll a d6. Let's add your strength to it. Let's add your athletics to it. I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a 1 on the d6, so it's 6 total damage.
Still
We're adding
6
my
damage.
athletics.
I like it. 6 damage into this other axe hound. Okay, and then is that Doug's turn? Did you need 2 movements to get there?
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, so my movement's only 25 feet, so it took me 2 movements and then the attack and then the strike to do all that.
Excellent. Then we've still got
You all right there, cousin?
Curio to go. Sen, what would you like to do?
Meanwhile, on the outside
Wait
of the
till
farm.
You're right. The cousin has to respond. We need the cousin to respond.
I'm sorry. Yeah. What's Genzo saying?
And I imagine I don't see Doug until the axe hound goes flying out of the way, and then I'm prone, so he's just standing over me with a pig and a little screaming mink, like force kicking. Cool. Hey, cuz, I thought you were going. All right, scram.
Excellent. I love it. Yeah, go ahead, Sen.
So is there any way for me to get from where I am to where they are quicker than running all the way around and like circumnavigating this place?
Yeah. Like, let's say that there is a well-fortified door on this tower.
Okay.
And, like, you can go into that and come out the same place where the axe hounds came out. So I'd say it would take you 2 actions, probably to, like, get through and move and so on, and arrive basically beside the rest of the players.
All right, there I am.
You have an action. What would you like to do?
The axe hound. There's still one axe hound, kind of available or
Like
up?
dazed, like it just got slammed into by an unconscious other axe hound.
Other axe hound.
Yeah.
I'm not really a fighting type, so I would probably. Oh, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do, because I actually didn't use my steadfast challenge correctly. That's kind of on me. Just 1 second.
Okay.
But I'm gonna use rousing presence. Haha.
Yay.
So.
Be the envoy that this party needs.
Yes, right? I'm gonna give. Who am I gonna give this to? Doug. I'm gonna actually give this to Doug. So, with a gesture, a facial expression, or a few scant words, I inspired Doug to excel. So I choose Doug, and they become determined as their status until they benefit from that condition or until the scene ends, and that doesn't cost me any focus.
Excellent.
So, Doug, you are now determined. Doug, you know what you have to do, bro. I don't think bros are very... Gone. There we go.
Gone. It just took a second for the translation to kick through.
Yes.
I'll do my best.
You know what you have to do, and it's to take the pig in the opposite direction of where you're currently going.
We've got this. Get the pig to the cart.
All right. So then that ends your turn, and unfortunately, my slow turn Axe Hound is unconscious. So we end this round of combat, start a new round. My Axe Hound's gonna go fast. It wants potentially a turn.
I'm also going to go fast.
Well, go ahead, Doug.
Chat.
I think you're our you've got the MacGuffin, right?
Yeah, that's right. Chat just realized that this is a Tress reference, and they are overjoyed.
So pretty much having that pep talk from Curio and just being like, oh right, we're here for something. Is going to just grab the pig and go full double movement. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go there, and then second movement will jump in the cart with Highprince Sadeas.
Love it. We are saving Highprince Sadeas.
I mean, that was the goal, right?
That was the
right?
goal.
Everybody?
Wasn't that the point of the novels? I might have misread that section. Who would like to take the next fast turn? I believe we just have Curio? Yeah.
Genzo's fast.
Looks like
Oh.
Genzo is also
Oh,
going
Genzo's
fast.
fast. Missed that. Who would like to, between Curio or Genzo?
Enzo, go first.
So I was prone. Is it an action to stand?
It takes you 5 feet of your movement, yes. So you take
Okay.
a movement action. You still have... Like, you only spend 5 feet of it if you want to continue moving.
Stabbing first. We will see.
Absolutely.
How that goes.
Now, you
So-
can't, just as a heads up, you can't break up your movement. So,
Yeah.
reposition now if you want it, and then stab.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll just go with stabbing.
I am going to spend a focus to dodge so that you have a disadvantage on this, as the Axe Hound is, like, stunned and not happy with this.
All right. So going with the short spear. Lowest is an 8. So no.
All right, and I'm going to spend my focus here. Oh, you missed, but you can graze. If you'd like to spend a focus, you can deal your damage die.
The damage was a 11.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, but not the flat modifier.
No modifier.
Just the result of the die.
Just the die, 7.
7. That's not quite enough.
That's a worthwhile graze.
That's a pretty
very
heavy.
worthwhile
That's a good graze.
That's super great.
And the Axe Hound with 1 hit point left, 1 health left.
Get him, Curio, get him!
I'm gonna go bop the axe hound on the head.
Yes. What have you got?
I've got a staff, a quarterstaff.
Yes. Right.
You know, I'm out here staffing it up. That sounds gross because staph is a staphylococcus infection, so that's not great. But okay, so I have a D20 on that. Oops, 1 second. I cleared the roll.
All good.
Okay,
all
here we
good.
go. Roll with my massive +1 gets me a 4.
Oh,
Oh no.
That's not good.
but
Ugh.
you can spend a focus to graze.
And I have a lot of focus. So I'm
And
gonna
what'd you get on your
spend
damage
focus
die?
to grace. I didn't roll it yet. 1 second.
Hmm.
So let's roll. I'm just gonna roll that manually. I have a d6 in my hand. I rolled a 6.
I mean, 6 damage on its 1 hit point. It's got 1 health. It's got no deflect. How do you want to do this? What is this? It's just a bop.
It's just a bop.
And the Axe Hound, like,
Bad dog. Bad hound.
it's dodging back and forth. What's Genzo's weapon again? Ace?
Short spear.
Okay, so like you go to stab at it, and it's sort of like a cut along some of its carapace. It's a solid hit, but not a puncture, and it's looking mostly at you as Curio comes up and just clunk, and the Axe-Hound goes down. That is the end of our combat.
You two have no right being better at this than me.
It's just a lucky hit.
Oh, Johnny, you're muted.
Oh, you missed some. My accent really locked in right.
Oh,
now.
right there. It was
It's gone
perfect.
now.
Oh, right there.
All gone now.
But yeah, she just shouts like, "Oh, leave the poor dogs alone. Let's go!" And sort of brings, tries to summon everybody to the cart and has the reins ready to take off.
All right. So as our final roll for this endeavor, hopefully, potentially, everybody position themselves, and then let's do a getaway roll. You've got horses, so advantage. Whoever's, and I would assume Hamila's making this roll.
Yeah.
I would just be shouting like, "Everybody get in the car! Everybody get on the wagon!"
Can we all fit on the cart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's a big heavy wagon.
Back up.
We've got that lovely Marie art again to show what the carts look like. Where is it? Real big.
All right.
Yeah, we could go on like a whole wagon ride with this thing.
Yeah, the pig's only 100 pounds. They're about the size of a...
Yeah, I don't think Doug
Not a
even
gigantic-
remembers he's carrying the pig at this point, so it's just literally still holding the pig.
And Highprince Sadeas is
Basically
going
just
like...
I like that.
I
If-
suppose
if-
one of us needs to actually ride these horses.
If the pig didn't win a prize for being like a really big pig, is it just like a very handsome pig?
I
Is
think that it's a very handsome
it
pig.
is.
You know what? It's got like a little tuft of hair that they like style.
Okay.
When he's walking, he does like a prance.
It's good.
Did Sadeas have a little tuft of hair?
I think he was actually. I think his hair was thinning.
He did wear like a chicken plume on his on his helmet, so
Perhaps
Something.
this
I mean, who
animal
wouldn't,
was
right?
more hardy, with a better, more suitable name than a Lethe High Prince.
That's right.
How about a good singer name like Moash?
Yeah, that's right.
That one's going too far, Johnny. You know about my love for Moash.
Don't
All right,
get Lydia started.
Let's. All right, I'm ready to roll. So-
Final roll. Advantage because you got the horses, but let's raise the stakes because it's a big deal. Let's see how this
Yeah.
goes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Hey, all right. Okay, so that's going to be a result of 23.
Okay.
But I'm going to use the last of my focus to flip that into being. Sorry, it's a result of 19 then, with an
Oh,
opportunity.
I see.
Excellent. Yeah. Difficulty was
Nice.
15, so you easily get it even after giving up your lovely complication. And you've turned it into an opportunity. And so as the six of you, start tearing away from this farm, Highprince Sadeas squealing, let's actually say that the opportunity, Highprince Sadeas begins to really enjoy the ride, stops squealing, and sort of starts looking around and kind of nuzzling people for food. And in the distance, you can see Tashgarn, the magnified one, out there like gathering chulls and like trying to push them back into pens, completely unaware that his breakfast has been stolen.
Excellent.
Wow, we really saved that bacon, didn't we?
Oh, did you have that
We
one
gotta
loaded?
Get out of the area though.
Ross had that one loaded for
We're
sure.
really living high on the hog now.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Give me 1 sec. We're going to go back to the regular screen. Thank you, Roll20. All right. And thank you, Syrinscape, for the lovely background music.
Okay.
You
Oh,
succeeded.
glad we pulled that
That
off.
hurt.
6 successes and only 1 failure. Oh, no, wait, no failures.
Well, you went.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, Genzo got 1. There we go.
A plethora of
Genzo rolled
Yeah.
like one good roll tonight.
You went pretty easy on us with 2 accents against 6 PCs.
Yeah.
So like we were pretty safe.
It was definitely a time consideration. I was like,
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Warform Singer? No. But like,
And thank
Yeah,
you,
go
Meric, for indulging me in the origin of Mizzy, of the Doug and Mizzy pairing. That was like my absolute favorite playtest character, as we like in our internal playtests. For people who didn't understand the reference, there was no reference to get, other than of course the reference to the line in Tress and the Emerald Sea, where Hoyt is like, every culture eventually creates the name Doug.
oh. But yeah, so there we go. A little bit about the system for anybody who is not familiar with the Cosmere role-playing game or with RPGs in general. It's just a lot of fun hanging out, giving a couple of dice rolls, and we demoed for you an Endeavor scene and a combat scene tonight.
I think one thing that's fun about the system is that the team's really designed it so that you can flow from conversation to endeavor to combat, and kind of weave through the different scene types. With Tashgarn, he spent focus to resist that intimidation. If a conversation had continued longer, that might have become more relevant, or if we'd ended up fighting Tashgarn, that loss of focus that was sort of occurred in conversation time would then be relevant to the combat. So kind of the resources that are available in different scene types mesh with each other in, I think, a really cool way.
Listen, Johnny, if we had fought Tashgarn, a little focus wouldn't have saved us.
No. we would have.
We owe our lives to Sen.
And for the people that have Chasm Fiend magazine, I don't think that's the version of the magnified one that Meric used.
Oh no,
Right.
I used the full tier 3 magnified one for Tashgarn.
Yeah, we were. We weren't going to survive that.
Yeah.
Oh, and for the people that don't have Chasm Fiend magazine, weren't able to get a copy at Gen Con, it is available for $1 on DriveThruRPG, the PDF version.
I'll show it again.
Oh, sweet.
Well worth it. Well worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I think let's go around the table again. Let's go counterclockwise. We'll start with Johnny. If there's anything that you want to say to the players, to the Kickstarter backers, or anything that you want to say about the system, and also where people could find you or anything that's going on that you would like. Johnny, you want to kick us off?
Sure. Yeah, we've got this great Kickstarter for the Cosmere RPG. It's just, like I said, it's fun to be able to game with the team. Thank you for enduring our accents and all of that, especially mine. I did not line up. I did not plan to speak in a sort of pseudo-Australian Herdazian accent tonight. I just did my best. AC were much better at that one than me. Anyway, this has just been so fun. If you ever want to see me online, I participate in many of the Brotherwise social media channels, but the place where I'm probably most frequently sort of myself is at Johnny O'Neill with a 0 on Twitter. So you can see me tweeting there or Xing or whatever it is these days. So.
Who knows? All right, thank you, Ace.
Yeah, not much to say that hasn't been said. Thanks everyone for supporting this project and this wonderful team. Super exciting to finally have Cosmere RPG out there. So, and stay tuned for Mistborn, because that is coming. So you can find me Ace Baldwin on most socials, Blue Sky, Bird app, and I'll also see you on Reddit.
Ross.
And I'm mostly excited to start seeing other folks play it. Like, you can check out the beta materials already on DriveThruRPG and play right now. We've already have some people who have posted their own games on YouTube and stuff. So I'm just excited to see you all getting your hands and what you do with the system. So definitely share that as you post and share your games. Folks can find me at A Fischer Games at basically any social platform you want. But I'll be doing some updates on the Mistborn stuff in the Kickstarter soon, so keep your eye out for that.
And Ross.
So yeah, not much to say that hasn't already been said. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I know I had a lot of fun playing. And I guess you can find me on very few social medias. I am on LinkedIn as Ross Leiser. And I'm also on Discord, typically with the Outlandish Adventure Productions server. That's the brand that I operated on under for a long time, doing stuff on the DM's Guild, which I think is still pretty good 5e stuff if you want to go pick that up. But yeah, thank you all so much for having me.
Sen.
Hey everybody! So loved playing the game with you all. It was wonderful to see you all. Just wanted to say that I did use the my steadfast challenge kind of incorrectly. I should have rolled. Well, I did roll, but Tashgarn should have had to roll a spiritual defense, and he would have become disoriented, which I think he did anyways. So it all worked out. It all worked out, everybody. We got the pig.
I mean, you got like a 19 against his spiritual defense, so I think that you probably succeeded without immediately pulling up the stats. I don't think he's got a 19.
Well, it was actually all because of the extra die that Dedalai gave me. That extra +2 actually helped a lot. So anyway, you can find me on all socials at Sen-Foong Lim, usually, or Lim Sen-Foong. I'm the only human in the world with that name, so it's me. There you go.
Thank you. Lydia.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here with us today. This is really cool to get to share this game now. It's kind of surreal to be at the point where we can talk about this and play this openly. So we're really happy to do that. One thing that I am really passionate about with Stormlight in particular is the information the World Guide will give on the nations and cultures in the Era of Solitude. I have run quite a few fun, cozy games with all of that lore that's been really fun. So keep an eye out for that when it's available. And while our system is really great for intense combat, sometimes including fused or not including fused, sometimes with eating pigs. I will also say that the system is really fun for folks who don't typically play like hardcore TTRPGs. Like even if you just want to kind of just hang out in Roshar with your friends, highly recommend that. And that's a really fun, pretty curated experience that you can have too. So just, if that's more your gameplay vibe, keep it cozy.
Yeah. Awesome. I just want to say, thank you, everybody, for coming and just having a silly game. Like, the idea was just, let's laugh. Let's save a pig named Highprince Sadeas. Because that, I think, is a lot of the joy in role-playing, is just having a story that is fun to tell other people later and then reel them into the hobby. Thank you, everybody. It is such a pleasure working on this team and with all of you. And I can't wait for, like Fischer said, more people to be playing this game.
Awesome. Thank you for GMing, Meric.
Yes, absolutely. This was a blast.
My pleasure. Oh, and on Bird app Twitter, at SkyhammerK, at Skyhammer Press, literally everywhere else. The VOD for this will be up on YouTube if you want to share this with your friends very, very soon. And that's it. Oh, actually, one final thing. We should definitely shout out Jillian from Brotherwise for making our wonderful overlay here and sharing everything and being incredible all the time. And also Maddie from Brotherwise for just killing it with the Kickstarter comments and the incredible energy that they bring to the team. Any other shoutouts that we should do, Johnny? Anybody? Ace?
Just another shout out for Lemery and our other
Pitar
artists.
Patev.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tarpenev,
Pen.
and I think those are the only two. Well, our various profile images were also we have one by Dian Skipluna in there. We've got one by Ace. We've got a few in there, right?
Yeah,
yours?
your character art, yeah.
I didn't know that. Great.
No,
Yeah.
your character art for Genzo, you drew that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, our artists are incredible, and that's just one of the a big part of my job is the art direction, creative direction side of things, working with Katie Payne to make awesome Cosmere art. It's very fun while the team is really focused on the design and the words. So it all comes together to make a really special product by people who really love and care about this universe. So hopefully you saw a little glimpse of that tonight.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a great night.
Shout out to Meric's GMing too.
Yes.
It's always a pleasure. We always get excited on the team when he's our GM.
Oh, thank you. All right.
All right.
Everybody have a great night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Everybody.